And I know, like, for me, like, when I went natural, it was the opposite way around for me. Like, I don't even know what made me go natural. I honestly don't. I just cut it. Like, I just cut them out. Like, I grew my hair. My hair was growing out really good, and then I actually stressed it all out. Like, I was in a situation that just put me in a very stressful place, and all of my hair fell out. And so I got it cut really short, and I just said I might as well just go natural from here. I really didn't have that much to cut off. I had like a short bob, asymmetrical. Really, the length was on this side, and it was like all shaved in the back and the side. So I'm like, I might as well just go natural. Like, I don't know. I just didn't even think about it. And I didn't even think about the stares that I got from people. I didn't even care. Like, I think probably a year or two after I went natural, a girl thought something was wrong with me. She was like, I thought something was wrong with you. I'm like, really? Like, I just didn't even think that.
Well, you know what? To even think, to have that question, it connects to why we are at this point in trying to have our hair natural. Why haven't we started or continued being natural? And it has a lot to do, as you all know, with the enslavement of our ancestors.
The first thing that they took away was our hair. You know?
Our crown.
Very first thing.
A crown. And so this whole natural hair movement is deeper than just the style. I hope that people can see that and connect to the root. Okay? Connect to the root of why we are returning back to our natural selves and the power in doing that.
And the lessons you learn with them. Like, these are life lessons. Like, to be natural, you definitely have to be patient. And even have confidence. It's like you have to have confidence. And I think that kind of upset me at first. It was like, you have to be confident to wear it. And I know even for a family member, she lived on the West Coast, and she cut all her hair off, and she would not wear her hair out. She was like, every time I go out, I just feel, this way. And I'm like, however you feel, don't let them see it. Like, hold your head up. Like, just the fact that we even have to challenge ourselves to have confidence to wear our own hair, like, makes me upset because it's ours. And even the fact that we weren't able to have something that was ours for so long. Like, this is a part of us, and we don't even know it.
And
like, we're constantly educating ourselves on it.
And we have to make sure that we don't exploit ourselves in the process, making it too fashionable to the point where we disconnect to the very reason why we're returning back to loving our natural selves. We live in a society where the Europeans, this is a Eurocentric culture we live in. And so, for the most part, for many years as growing up, that's all we saw, the Eurocentric beauty of standard beauty standards. And so we have to definitely remember why. Let's not forget. It feels good, but we cannot forget. We have to remember why we're in a situation and be active in making sure that we're nurturing our seeds so they are confident right off the rip of who we are.
Absolutely. And for me, that's a beautiful point. For me, I wanted my daughter to know me, to see me. I didn't want to, always have to take something off at the end of the day and put something on every morning. And, I wanted my children to know me for who I was. And my biggest thing is my heart sings when I see, young people, college students, middle school, and young women these days, little girls, asking their mothers, I want to go natural, mommy, I don't want to relax here anymore. And just seeing how healthy our future is, that really, really makes me happy.
And it was the other way around at first, so I'm so happy it's switched now because it's enough of us that's doing it, and so they're seeing all these examples of all these beautiful black crowns and just the different ways that we're wearing it. So I do like the styles for that end. But even just to show our hair's versatility. Our hair can do whatever we want it to do. It's easy to push people back and make them go back to straightening their hair out and all of that when it's like a couple of people. But when you got states and states of women are rocking their natural hair and rocking it proudly. Like, they're trying to take it out to school.
I love the health connection to it.
The health connection.
The health connection is,
and we talked about before, it's not only hair. It goes into our lifestyles. It goes into fitness and everything that we do. If you be we begin to do more things naturally.
And being more mindful about the chemicals
everything.
that we're putting in our hair
Yeah.
and everything. That's a good thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, growing vegetables. I had a garden. I'm gonna get it back started here, but I had a garden and I couldn't even believe that I was in it. I'm like, I'm growing vegetables. Like I'm picking weeds and I'm growing my own food. And to be able to just take a grocery bag and take it outside and come back from my backyard with food filled to the brim. I'm like, I just went in my backyard and it's way more potent and everything is just better. And it was just something that my mind went to naturally. And it's just, I'm just loving the ride.
Beautiful.
This is beautiful. I think from the root is so important and so needed right now, especially because, you know, as you're saying, we're seeing that it's starting to become commercialized, or it always happens. We gotta watch it, Rugal. We gotta watch how the Europeans will step in and find an opportunity to make money off of whatever we are doing at the moment. And so I think, this is my opinion, that from the root, connecting to more than just the hair, but having this type of dialogue, having people come in and share different pieces of information is important, because it's so easy to get caught up into the glamour of all of it and then be exploited in the process. So this is not, I just really want to, every time I think about it, encourage the people and encouraging myself to internalize this movement. When we talking about our natural hair as African women, as black women, internalize it. It feels good to feel beautiful in our natural state, to walk out and feel beautiful, but internalize it so that it's not exploited. So that it comes out in our behavior, in our choices that we make, and how we educate our children and everything.
I think that our hair, it returns us to, it kind of is a reminder of our knowledge of self, which is another Sankofa, exactly. And when you see yourself, you see so far deeper than the surface, you know. And this is why I'm so happy that you brought some of these beautiful books. If you can just go into what goodies that you have on the table.
Oh my God! You know, that's so funny. When I had always been in high school, in middle school, I would get kicked out the classroom, and I was just always mouthy, you know, as they would say, mouthy.
Weren't we all?
And so, still working on it.
Okay. And the funny thing is that I ended up dropping out of high school because for me, I was just like, I can't connect to this. It was too much for me. And a lot of times when we see a lot of our people dropping out of high school, there's no, you already see the spiral goes down, or there's other entities that come in and just it clouds you and prevents you on your journey, or whatever. But
another way to be labeled.
Yeah, another way to be labeled. But the schools don't teach you nothing anyway. They don't teach us this anyway. So in doing that, my journey began, and when I read, one of the first books I read was From Niggas to Guys. And I don't even have it, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get that book. But as I was reading that, and I'm like, wow, okay. Then I started reading on Marcus Garvey. The more I began to tap into this information, I developed a strong connection to it. It is part of my life. Like when you think of how some sisters will be like love shoes or love purses or whatever. I love books. Like if you want to give me a gift,
give me a book.
Give me a book. I need to put like what is it, gift list, or what do you call it? Wish list. Yeah. I need to put like a list on there of books that I still want to this day. But some of these books, one of the books I want to point out is Pt.2.
Yes.
I love the Pt.2 Volume 1. It's right at the top.
Okay.
Actually, we can bring
right here.
both of them. Let the Circle Be Unbroken too.
Okay.
By Marimba Ani. The Pt.2. Now, spiritually, this was the book that changed my whole self. You know, I had always been we're spiritual beings, and Marimba Ani talks about that in Let the Circle Be Unbroken, how we have always been a spiritual people, right? And due to, again, Ma'afa, the enslavement of our ancestors, we were taken out of our natural state, and different religions and practices were pressed upon our spirits and upon us. But growing up, my grandfather was a pastor of a church and everything, and it's funny because my grandfather and grandmother had 10 children and many, many grandchildren, right? And so I was the only one going to church with him, right? We had a connection like that. And I had always been spiritual, right? But what I used to do, he gave me a Bible. And what I used to do on the low, I used to pray to God instead of Jesus, right? Because I was like, why can't I go directly to God?
Okay.
So I was rebelling in a sense at a very, very young age where I felt like I had access to connecting to God per se, and I shouldn't have to go through another being to connect to God.
Okay.
Like I had that connection. And so as I began to get older and wiser, I'm like, I wish I can connect to a religion. This is my own personal story. I said, forget it. I'm not going to even try anymore. When I read 11 Laws of God by Ron Nefer Amen, I was like, oh my goodness, okay, this is where I'm at. Because God is within, or I don't even like to say God. Divinity is within, a divine energy source is within, and it's all around us, and we exude that. We are. And so in reading the Metunetter, it really advanced my, not only my knowledge, but my, the practice of knowing who I truly am. I know I am divinity. I am Heteru. I am Ma'at. I am Aset. I am Sekhmet. You know what I'm saying? So Metunetter is the bomb. Okay?